Dinosaur Adventureland, March 2nd, 2022. Tonight, Whack an Atheist Wednesday and an Atheist Helper. We're going to set the record straight, or start, or try, or we'll see. Anyway, we believe the Bible is true. God made everything in 6 days, and you atheists, you need somebody to knock some sense into you. And it didn't evolve. Charlie Darwin was an idiot. I love it. Anyway, welcome to Whack an Atheist with Dr. Kent, the science gent. We were read just to, well, you know, okay. We believe God made the world in 6 days. Dinosaurs always lived with man. There's no such thing as a geologic column. There is no fossil record. You guys have been lied to. Stop spreading those lies, okay? We believe evolution theory is the dumbest and most dangerous religious cult in the history of the world. It's a mental illness. We're here to help. Come visit Dinosaur Adventureland 1 mile north of downtown Lenox and visit our new church, Genesis Baptist Church, right here on the campus. Whack an Atheist is fun, fast, easy to learn, and addictive. It's a joke. Relax. We're not hurting anybody. No atheists were harmed in the making of this video, all right? Even small children can learn how to spot how dumb evolution is and whack them back down with the truth. So many atheists, so little time. We're doing this for your good, like pushing you out of the way of a speeding car. We're trying to help, okay? So pay attention, boy. This is for your good. Just imagine, humans and whales have a common ancestor. That's not science. That's religion. Okay. We've given hundreds of tours to thousands of visitors. People come from all over the world to see this place. I have a couple debates lined up this week. Had one last night with Emo. That's posted now, right?
It's on Standing for Truth. We can post
it's on Standing for Truth. We should post it on ours too. Okay. Right. Yep. Okay. Have another one next Tuesday night, and then another one. Well, you can see on the calendar there, a bunch of them, and we're ready for more. Bring them on, all of you guys, atheists. Come on. We got one on in April. Only one for so far. The one coming up with Tom Jump, and then one with James. So you can get our videos, our DVDs, our material on our website, drdino.com, or email secretary@drdino.com, and you can get our video series and spread it out to your friends. Get my series on what on earth is about to happen, what the future holds according to the Bible. I think I hit it right on the head when I wrote that back in 2013. I said, I think 2021 is when the tribulation starts. I don't know. We shall see. I think it did. Well, anyway, choosing a target for tonight's Whack an Atheist was hard. There are so many to choose from. It's like duck hunting when a huge flock flies by. What do you do? Well, I thought about just choosing a few easy targets but I've already shot down several hundred, so it's fun that I just can't help keep trying for more. Some at least try to get airborne, but some of the dumb ones just stand there waiting to be shot. You atheists, I feel sorry for you. You chose the wrong theory to defend. That's the problem, okay? So many available, I think we should get a scattergun and try for a whole bunch with one shot tonight. There's a whole bunch of atheists all spreading the same lies and rumors about me. So we're just going to deal with one of them tonight, and then if we have to, we'll do the rest, but I'd rather just stop, okay? Some of you atheists heard something bad about Kent Hovind. You loved it. You assumed it was true because you hate him and his God. So you spread the gossip to others without getting all sides of the story. That's called false witness. You damaged my reputation to try to stop the spread of the gospel, that it spread no further. And now, further reject the truth of creation, you poison the well. And rejoice that you can. They say, oh, don't listen to Hovind because he ABC, okay? Well, it's a target-rich environment. So for tonight's Whack an Atheist, we're going to shoot down about 30 Hovind critics with one shot. All these folks have posted this information I'm going to share with you on their website, to my knowledge, or been involved in spreading this. So sweetly, in Christian love, we're going to defend myself tonight. So many, not all are atheists, by the way, have already tried and convicted me without even hearing all the evidence. The Bible says you're a fool to do that, okay? A few items need to be corrected. Someone who hates you normally hates you for one of three reasons. They see you as a threat, they hate themselves, or they want to be you. I know all you atheists really want to be me. I understand. But sorry, okay. Nehemiah had been called of God to build a wall around Jerusalem. The enemies of God tried to stop him any way they could. They fought him, they discouraged his workers, and they spread lies about him. So I sent messengers unto them, saying, I'm doing a great work that I cannot come down. Why should the work cease whilst I leave it and come down to you? And they sent unto me 4 times after this sort, and I answered them after the same manner. They were trying to get him to stop building the wall and come down and have a conference with the enemies. Okay. Then sent Sanballat his servant unto me in like manner the 5th time, with an open letter in his hand. This is the equivalent of 5th century YouTube, okay? Wherein was written, it is reported among the heathen, and Gashmu saith it. Oh boy, if Gashmu says it, got to be true. You can substitute R and Ra for that, okay? That thou and the Jews think to rebel. Did I get it right, man? Okay. For which cause thou buildest a wall, that thou mayest be king. They're spreading the rumor, you're building that wall so that you can be king and start your own kingdom and rebel against the king. And thou hast appointed prophets to preach of thee at Jerusalem, saying there's a king in Judea. And now shall it be reported to the king according to these words, we're going to turn you in. Come now, therefore, let us take counsel together. Hey, come have a meeting with us. Then I said unto them, there are no such things done as thou sayest, but thou feignest them out of thine own heart. Nehemiah said, guys, you made it up. Okay, I spent 35 years of my Christian life as a Christian trying to build people's faith and confidence in God's word, like Nehemiah trying to build a wall. The enemies of God have tried to stop me any way they could. Their latest tactic is to gleefully spread these lies about me. The only people who are mad at you for speaking the truth are those people who are living a lie. Keep speaking the truth. Okay. Some people only hate you because of the way other people love you. You know, they did kill Jesus for absolutely no reason. Okay. You can hate me. You can go out there and say anything you want about me, but you will love me later because I told you the truth. So I'm just going to tell the truth tonight. This is the message we heard from the beginning, that we should love one another, not as Cain, who was of that wicked one and slew his brother. And wherefore slew he him? Why did Cain kill Abel? Right here. Because his own works were evil and his brother's righteous. People doing evil hate people that are doing righteous deeds. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you. We know that we pass from death unto life because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. We see in the book of John chapter 6, from that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him. Then said Jesus unto the 12, will you also go away? Jesus had this same problem. People were saying all kinds of things about him, and a lot of his disciples just quit. Do you think Jesus did something wrong? I don't believe so. Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides? He had asked all the prophets to come tell him, what should I do? And they all gave the same word. And he just said, something's wrong with this advice they're giving. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, there's yet one man, Micaiah, the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord, but I hate him. For he doth not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. He hated this one prophet because all he would say was evil. And you atheists hate me because you think I'm telling you the future. Your future is not looking good. And you hate me because I'm telling you the truth. Okay. Psalm 35. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me, neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without a cause. For they speak peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. Yea, they open their mouth wide against me. Proverbs 29. The bloodthirsty hate the upright, but the just seek his soul. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. Anyway, dozens of atheist channels have interviewed my ex-wife, Cindy, or gleefully spread her story to try to destroy my reputation, which she also wants to do. Truth means nothing to some people, I know. I've had hundreds of requests from others who want me to tell my side and defend myself from all the false witness they are spreading about me. So, here goes. I'm being falsely accused over all the internet about body slamming her. Since this silly, untrue charge is still in court, I can't defend myself on this one yet, but I am thoroughly prepared to answer that one. Okay. I'm being accused of allowing Steve to damage her home. Well, Steve, you're here tonight. Come on up. Sit down over here. Almost. Let me get it. I'm being accused of stealing money from her. If you hear any other rumors, send them to me. I'll address them someday. Thug life. Kent Hovind allows Steve to damage Cindy's rental property. What's the other one? Kent Hovind earned. This one just came out on Scott Anoski's channel. I was on Scott's channel, about a month ago? Yeah. And he interviewed her and never got my side of the story. Scott, shame on you. Come on. He that answereth a matter before he heareth it, it's folly and shame unto him. Okay. She accuses Steve of vandalizing her home. Judge rules in favor of Cindy Lincoln against Hovind associate. You know, she gets all, these people don't get any views until they put my name in there. Right? What have you seen on that, Matt? Every time. Oh, Hovind. Go look at it. Okay. Here's the police report for damages done by Kent Hovind's tech guy Steve to Cindy's rental property. Okay. $550 for washer and dryer for Shiloh. That's what she calls that house over there on 41. Mrs. Lowry, the elderly lady I bought Shiloh from, said her daddy built it. Want to hold it. If she's an elderly lady and she grew up there, this is a really old house. I didn't look up when it was built. I guess we can do that with county records, can't we? It's a really old house, okay? It was well loved and cared for. There were large trees. All the appliances were kept in working order. Only the floors were soft and needed repair. Soft and needed repair. They were rotten. Steve, did you fall through the floor one time? Almost, yeah. Okay. Steve promised to take care of it on his own. He'd do the man stuff and I'd pay the parts. Mrs. Lowry said Steve had a temper and wouldn't allow her to pick up the remaining property from her family home. Steve, I'll get you on camera in a minute, but is that true did you ever talk to this lady, Mrs. Lowry? Did she have?
The only time I talked to her was when Cindy asked me if I'd move out of the house that I was renting in Monroeville and be a permanent renter so she could make some money.
You were renting in Monroeville. We'll get to all this on camera later. And she wanted you to come rent this house off of her.
Actually, she didn't have a house at that time. I found that house for her and contacted the lady.
Oh, that's right.
And got them in
You found that house.
I was never mean to that lady, not one time. Matter of fact, we only spoke 2 or 3 times. And when I went there to help them move their stuff out, it was already gone. I never had even seen any of them, ever.
Okay. Well, I would call this a misrepresentation of the truth, would be a kind way to say it. On her channel, 447 subscribers, Kent Hovind exposed. Donors beware. This is the real motive. Hurt the ministry here. Hurt me by getting donors to quit donating. That's the real motive. Love of money, root of all evil. Let's see. Cindy Lincoln shows the real character of Kent Hovind and his inner circle, including Ernie Land, primary and most active board member and financier, owner and sole shareholder of CSE, who wrote the fraudulent 20-year contract now breached, which stole more than half Cindy's income. We'll cover that on another broadcast. Okay. Steve Lynn, tech and personal assistant and Guido to Kent. Guido. That's a New York term for, hey, Guido, go get him, right?
Right.
Are you my Guido, Steve?
No, sir.
I guess not. Okay. In charge of Kent's audio recordings of Cindy. Recently arrested for stealing a truck. He recently confessed to stealing thousands of dollars from CSE and recently alleged to be in possession of porn, heroin, and methamphetamines. Now, Steve, you said today, when we talked about this, that was stuff on Nick's computer.
Yeah. First of all, nobody found any porn on my computer.
Nobody found porn on your computer.
She also says I was arrested. I've been busted with drugs. Not true. The only arrest I've ever had was when I had that episode with the truck. But that was, a medical thing. Everything she's saying is a lie. All that porn was actually found on Nick's computer, who she wanted to take my job. And she's the one that instigated that entire thing anyways and got her own pet Nick cop.
She wanted Nick to take your job, that's for sure, and she wanted to make me do that. I said, Cindy, you don't run this ministry. I'm sorry, okay?
And so yes, that caused a lot of contention.
Well, she wanted to, though. Man, okay. Let's see. Allegedly used by Kent Hovind to trash and strip Cindy's rental property, where Cindy gave him 30-day notice to vacate. Okay, here it is. She did a PFA, protection from abuse. She filed it with the police 9 months after. She claims I body slammed her and said she wanted to be protected from me and from Steve because he trashed her property. Let's see. Cindy, she has never been abused by me or anyone at DAL in any way. At the time of this, I was 67. Trespass. I brought the tractor over for John to mow her grass and then picked it up 5 days later. I never said a single word to her. There's never been any conduct of mine that risked any serious injury to her or anyone else, okay? John will come on the camera in a minute or play the video about John, her renter. And yeah.
Can I interject?
Sure.
She's claiming that she won the case, that you need to stay away from her, but you gave her that. You told the judge you didn't even want to be around her.
I told the judge, please, give me a PFA or give her the PFA. Right. Yeah, okay.
She also claims that I was included in that, wasn't allowed around her, which is another
which you're not.
lie.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Here we go. What's that say? Oh, she was injured by the plaintiff. Okay. And that I conspired to damage, strip, and trash her rental property.
Oh, wait. I watched that video that she did with him. Not only did she say you body slammer, she said you train in martial arts and you did this whole sweep the leg and all kinds of crap. It wasn't that you just slammed her down. She is embellishing big time on all that.
Well, and the more she tells the story, the more she believes it herself.
Oh, yeah. And to give that guy a little bit of credit, I think he was doing investigative journalism, because he would ask her, it's like, well, you know, were your bank accounts intertwined as one? And she's like, no. And he was like, well, why is that? Because that's not normal. Did you two agree to that? And she's like, yes. And we all know that we all told her that she never really married you because she didn't combine her finances.
She never took my name. She never took combined bank
everything.
accounts. I know. Okay. All right, let's see. Neither can they prove the things whereof they now accuse me. So we'll take the other one, the body slam, later. I did not body slam her. We'll take all that up in court. So Jehu, the son of Hanani, the seer, that would be a prophet in the Old Testament, and said to King Jehoshaphat, shouldest thou help the ungodly and love them that hate the Lord? I had nothing to do with her rental property. Steve did not have a gun, but this doesn't involve me anyway, okay? He said, my rental property was stripped and trashed by Kent Hovind's right-hand man.
Now, can I address that?
Sure.
All right. I didn't trash anything. Yes, there was some trash left on the floor, but how she said that I'd ripped the thermostat out. No, things were disconnected because there was wires hanging out of the wall where another thermostat could be reconnected. She's claiming that I ripped it out of the wall. No, I carefully removed a $300 digital smart
that
thermostat.
You bought.
Yes, so she could replace it with her own.
Right.
I didn't rip anything
we're going to show
out of any wall.
We're going to show the pictures in a minute. I never body slammed her. Listen to the audio. She filed this claim 9 months after the event to try to get money, okay? Body slammed me, causing ER room visit. The doctor here on staff said, you don't need to go to the doctor. You don't need to go to the hospital. Bethany is a medical doctor, looked at her and said, no, you're not fine. Here's the story behind the house, and Steve, I'll get you on here. Lenox, Alabama, in the middle there, is right smack between three towns. Monroeville, about 6,000. Evergreen, about 4,000. Bruton, about 5,300. Lenox, 37. And Range, which the line goes over the top of, is 22 people. That's her other third house, okay? High-speed internet runs from Bruton to Repton, right up Highway 41. Let's see. It misses Lenox by 4 miles. Cindy had an opportunity to buy a rundown house right on 41. The CSC ministry board members and I agreed to help her fix it up so Steve could live in it. And our tech department would get high-speed internet access for the ministry. Matt, how many people watch our videos now and comment, what's wrong? How come it's jerky? We have lousy internet here. We purposely encouraged her to get that house as an investment, and we poured a fortune into it so we would have high-speed internet for our tech department. Okay, this old house she bought needed much repair work. We jacked up the house, leveled the floor, put new floor joists in as needed, put down new flooring. We fixed lots of the drywall, painted many rooms inside, put a complete new roof on it, bought and installed new kitchen cabinets and new countertop. We spent over $1,000 to replace the well pump and build a new well house. We demoed and hauled off the old building out back. We did lots of plumbing repair, put in 2 new toilets. Our ministry invested lots of time and money into that house so we could have faster internet. Cindy insists that Steve trashed her house. She seems to forget our ministry invested a lot of time and money in that house for Steve and for our tech department to get faster internet. Steve, remember the mud hole when you first got it?
Oh, yeah.
We brought in thousands of dollars worth of graveled the driveway, put a complete new roof on it, metal roof.
Someone said you all put AC in.
I got that coming up. We spent lots of time and energy and money on the new electric panel and new wiring of the house. Put in an HVAC unit. After we spent thousands of dollars and man hours fixing her house for our tech department, she threw Steve out and moved in herself, where she still lives now. 9 months after her screaming and cursing tirade, which you can listen to, it's on her own channel, she filed domestic abuse charges claiming I body slammed her and had me arrested. Actually, I was already in the court and they said, come next door. They never handcuffed me, just come next door, gotta get your fingerprints. And I walked out, no big deal. Okay. In Alabama and in many states, if a woman makes a claim like that, the man is presumed guilty till proven innocent. How many have ever heard of a case like that? That's the way it seems to be everywhere. All the woman has to do is make the charge, and now you got to prove yourself innocent. We already spent thousands of dollars on legal fees to defend against this false charge. She now lives in that same house and devotes most of her time going on atheist channels and doing interviews about how evil I am. The atheists, of course, delight in spreading the word that I was arrested on charges of domestic violence, and they love to bash me to draw attention away from how dumb I make their religion look in my debates with them. Bring it on, guys, okay? Famed Christian creationists arrested for domestic abuse. Jim Bob Duggar's longtime pal, Kent Hovind, arrested for domestic abuse. Kent Hovind arrested. Let's discuss creationist preacher Kent Hovind's arrest. Jim Bob Duggar's friend just got arrested for allegedly body slamming his wife. Kent Hovind arrested. A child is charged with blasphemy in Pakistan and more. Okay. So Kent Hovind got arrested. I mean, it's all over the internet. So I thought, hey, we need to address it one time tonight in our Whackin' Atheist and Atheist Friends. Kent Hovind arrested. Kent Hovind was arrested again. Jim Bob Duggar's friend just got arrested. Kent Hovind and the body slam incident on Atheist Junior's channel. Atheist Junior, anytime, son. I'll take you on with half my brain tied behind my back. Kent Hovind's true character revealed by the panty incident. I still can't believe she does this. A lot of people come use my wash machine. I get out of the shower, go to the cabinet to get underwear stack, and there's some grandma underwear in there, women's underwear. I said, those aren't mine. Probably got mixed in with the laundry. I took them into the other bathroom where she's taking a shower, put them, I don't know if it's on the counter or the toilet or on the someplace where she'd see them when she got out of the shower, and left. End of story. So my character, they're granny type panties, okay? That's not the kind that would excite anybody. All right, never mind, okay. Thug life. Kent Hovind allows Steve to damage her property. Kent Hovind's ex Cindy speaks out on Dapper Dinosaur. Who's he?
His name is Tim.
Okay.
He's a weak atheist.
He what?
He is a weak atheist on YouTube.
A weak atheist.
Very weak.
Very weak, okay. Who Kent Hovind really is. Oh, wow, the non sequitur show. I'll take you guys on again, too. Anyway, set apart truth. Kent Hovind stealing money. Wow, she doesn't need the money if she's dead.
Oh yeah, she in that video has blamed you, me, and Ernie of all just hiding all this money. Everybody's donating money.
We're hiding all the money?
And we're storing it away for something. I'm like, no.
Where?
We
I'd
spend
like
it all.
I have so many bills waiting on me to pay, brother. We got 3 side-by-sides broke down. Where's all this money stored? Anyway, I want some.
Right.
There is none, okay. Kent Hovind exposed by Stephen Bolin and Cindy. Kent Hovind exposed by Cindy. Kent Hovind threatens ex-wife to body slam her. Mothra, you guys are lying, okay? Stop, okay? Father Charles. The Bible says you're not supposed to call any man father. Read your Bible, son. Okay. Kent Hovind exposed by Jeff, Ernie, and Steve's lie that she's mentally unstable bipolar. Timmy, who worked here for a long time. Steve, do you want to comment on Timmy?
I don't know much about him
Okay.
to
All right.
comment on him.
The Father Charles may have removed on his after I spoke.
Okay. Now, I got a letter and started answering it to a guy named John. I left off the first 3 pages because it covers all the details about the body slam. We'll come up with that later. Okay. So here's the continuation of my letter. John, it's also my opinion that Cindy's current financial situation is 100% her own fault. Had she followed the clear teachings of God's word and submitted to her husband, when I told her to leave Steve alone and not evict him, none of this would have happened. She would still be getting $700 a month rent from Steve, as well as rent from her other 2 houses. The ministry would still have high-speed internet. She would still be getting her spousal support, $1,300 a month, and have free rent, utilities, and food right here at DAL. She would not have caused great embarrassment to the cause of Christ, rather than helping the cause. She broke her contract to receive her monthly spousal support when she broke her vows that she made before God on our wedding day to love, honor, and obey her husband. I never yelled at her, never hit her, never harmed her in any way, nor have I done that to any woman ever, okay? She left me. I didn't leave her. 1 Corinthians 7 is clear. If the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or sister is not under bondage in such cases. I've never divorced anybody. I've never left anybody.
Yeah, they also said on there that till in sickness and in health, and he was like, and that includes mental illness. But they're trying to make it like you left her because she was mentally ill. But that's
I never
not
left
true.
her.
She left. That's right.
Yeah, I'm still here. Same house. Anyway, so God hath called, unbeliever does not just mean unsaved, okay? Jesus called his own disciples unbelievers, and she's an unbeliever in keeping her vows. So she broke her vows and the contract, so I'm not under bondage. I moved on. I'm still serving God like I've done for 53 years. I've got nothing to hide. There's a letter to John about my actions or dealings with Cindy. I'll be glad to answer any questions, Kent Hovind. So Cindy also bought the very rundown house right around the corner from DAL. All right, Steve, come on over here. Anything else? We can take that down. I'm going to talk about this in just a minute. She's accused you of all kinds of things. You did not have a gun when she woke you up in the morning, and I won't explain what it was, but it's not a gun, Cindy, okay?
Right.
Go ahead. Now, about the trashing her, when you got the house, what was wrong with it? What did you do? And then you simply took your appliances with you when she threw you out that you
Yeah,
bought.
she says I stole her stove, which was, I still have the receipt for it. It was my brand new stove. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, and she was supposed to do a bunch of repairs before I moved in. She didn't. We stayed there for about 6 months. And then one day when I just about fell through the floor of the bedroom, I'd had enough. And then that's when the repairs started. They jacked up the house and ripped out all the floors.
Yeah.
And so for 3 to 4 months, I was living in just one room, no kitchen, no heat. And as they started to repair it, the brand new stove that I'd put in there, we used it for heat and it burned out one of the elements. I didn't steal any of her appliances. And
you were doing a lot of other work for other people, earning a lot of money. Okay. You're really good at tech stuff. And so you were just a vendor for us at the time.
Correct.
Now you're living here full time. Okay.
Correct.
So at the time you were just a vendor, like the garbage man picks up our garbage and the milkman brings the milk. Okay. So you bought a lot of stuff for the house. And when you left, you took it with you.
Yes.
Like the dishwasher. Explain that. Because she said you left holes in the.
Yeah. So when they redid the kitchen, they took everything out. There was nothing, not even a floor.
We redid the kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the two appliances, the stove and the dishwasher, the fridge stayed there. I never took it or anything. But after the remodeling the floor was back into the kitchen, I even texted her telling her, if I'm going to put this dishwasher in and I move, you need to take your old one to camp and put it in storage or something because I'm not going to leave it behind.
Right.
And I took it with me when I left, the same with the stove. But she claimed that I stole her appliances because it was attached to the house. Well, I know that law and I never attached it to the house. I plugged in the electric and I plugged in the water line. That was it. It was never firmly attached to the frame of that house because I knew she was going to pull that stuff.
Right. Okay. She accuses you of trashing the house.
Yes.
She never should have thrown you out, but she did. And
well, yeah, and the whole issue with me threatening her and all that stuff, I don't know what her problem was, but I texted her and said, look, I will be out of here by 5 p.m. tomorrow night. Leave me alone. You'll have your house and we'll separate ways. Within an hour, she had showed up and was just filming me and just trying to make me miserable. So, and that's when I kind of yelled at her. And when I got up and looked out the door and saw her in the edge of the driveway filming. Yeah. It just,
okay. Now let's talk a minute about, she bugged me and bugged
Yes.
this ministry illegally.
Yes.
Okay. Explain that.
Okay. So you recording a conversation is a one-party state. You're part of that conversation. You're allowed to do it. What she did was having people and herself planting bugs in this ministry so she could record everybody's conversation. And we know that because Bobby had come and told us, because Bobby was staying at the house at the time, she had called and told us.
Bobby's a woman.
Yeah, and gave us a copy of the bug dumps, the files off of those bugs. So we know for a fact she was doing it. And then one day you came over to my house in Monroeville and asked me, someone said they were bugging the car, everything. Can you look? It took me about 2 minutes and I found a bug in the van.
In my van.
Yes.
Well, when I recorded her, I told her, Cindy, I have to record this. The lawyer told me to. Okay. Right. So anything else we need to get here about this deal with your house over there and the problem?
No, there was one other thing I want to say, but I can't remember. I'll pipe up if I can.
She won a judgment against you. What happened?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, she's going around telling everybody and she's cheering about it that she got a guilty plea and she won that case. Well, I didn't show up because I don't care. She can say whatever she wants. I didn't trash her house. The only thing that I should have repaired was a broken window, which is about $8 in glass. She tried to say that there was like $2,500 in hardware. Even if I had stripped that house, why it would not cost $2,500 in hardware, like doorknobs and stuff. Like, what was $2,500 for? It's all lies.
Explain about the bushes. You wanted to be able to sit at your desk and see people if they drive in your driveway.
Yeah, it had a big, not bay window, but a giant window where my office was. And when you look out over the front porch, there was 2 giant bushes that kind of obstructed the view. So I wanted to cut those down. When she came over, she's like, no, don't do that. I want you to kill my bushes. I want to dig them up and take them to DL. And she's like, can I do that? I'm like, Cindy, it's your property. Do whatever you want. Then I got a bill because she had went around and chose, like, not even the ones at the house, the ones around the property, 18 giant bushes and trees, and gave me the bill to have Nick pay Nick $25 an hour to come dig up every one of those bushes and the diesel fuel and everything. And I'm like, I just wanted the bushes trimmed in front of the front window. It was crazy.
Did you pay the bill or did you?
Oh, no.
Okay.
You came over and he was like, you cut my 2 bushes down for me. I was like, thank you.
Yeah. It's bizarre. But in her mind, she will tell people she never lies. She never does anything wrong. And it's all everybody else's fault. And she'll never take responsibility for causing her own financial problems or for causing her own marital problems.
Well, and I want to address that gun issue too, because to prove that she's lying on that, you would have thought if I'd actually threatened her with a gun. She came one time over that stupid camera here, had called the cops and was trying to get me in trouble. And yet she didn't call the cops when I threatened her with a firearm, supposedly. It's all lies, every bit of it.
Every adult man who wakes up in the morning and has to go potty understands completely you did not have a gun in your pocket, okay? You put your hand in. Never mind. Okay. Steve, you've been a blessing here. Thank you so much. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I've never been arrested for drugs. You didn't find any heroin in my house. None of that stuff. It's all lies.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right, let's go on to house number 2 and then we'll quit here.
Oh, wait. And all the porn stuff. You didn't.
Oh, sit down. That's worth getting. Okay.
So I had some metal cables in basically a triangle shape in the roof because I had like 3,000 USB HDMI cables of all different lengths. And I put those cables up so I could just line them around so I can organize everything. Yeah. And when you guys came and emptied out the house, apparently someone made up the story that they had saw somebody hanging from, it was the most sick stuff I'd ever heard. There was no porn. There was nothing shady going on. I mean, nothing like that. And she just took it to the max.
Elaborate a little more on Nick's computer and the porn you found. Okay.
So he went on vacation one time, and while he was on vacation, that's when Anthony was here at the time. She had Anthony look at his computer or something, and on the browser had saw some porn stuff and asked me to investigate. And upon investigating, I went through, he had left his Google in, so I went through his entire history, and it was just loaded with wife sharing porn and just crazy stuff. And it got him fired from the department. And it went from him admitting it to me meddling to it never happened. Like their story changed completely. And now it was all me. It was on my devices, but that's not true. They'd never found that stuff on anything I did.
All right. Thank you, brother. Yep. Okay. Now, she also bought another house. Put the slide back up, if you would. Right around the corner from our ministry. We encouraged her to get that one so she could have some rental income. And it was extremely rundown. John and his wife, Tanya, who has been paralyzed for 22 years, completely neck down paralyzed, quadriplegic. John takes care of her full time. They lived there. So right there is, she named it Pasmara RV Park, okay? There's Dinosaur Adventureland, and there's her place right around the corner, right there, Pasmara. Let's see. John had an appraiser come look at the house last month. He said it was hopelessly termite-ridden and should be torn down. He's been living there for 2.5 years, putting up with all kinds of stuff, okay? He built the back porch, built the rooms on the back. Here is John talking to me today with Joe, who's been working, helped in our ministry quite a bit. They live right around the corner. She threw him out of the house, okay, last week. Said, get out, sold the house. Well, here's what happened. When my ex-wife, Cindy, had money to invest, she bought 3 houses. Okay. This one, and the one that Steve was in that she kicked out, and the one over in Range that Nick and Julie lived in for quite a while. I'm not sure who's there now. But she promised you, and your wife was paralyzed, what, 21 years now?
22.
22 years, completely paralyzed, quadriplegic, neck down. Okay. So you've lived here for how long, John?
About 2.5 years.
Okay. And Joe, how long you lived here?
2.5.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years. One with you.
And you've been renting it off of her, and she promised you this house in her will.
Yep.
And then
I did all the work.
A few weeks ago, she sold it to somebody else.
And then a few weeks ago, she sold it to somebody else.
Now she likes to come across like she's the
ideal. And I, put
well, I want to get to that. She likes to come across that she's the ideal landlord. She never does anything wrong. What thing? You put the campground in. We came over. We're just 2 blocks away here. Our ministry. We came over and did a lot of work here when she bought the house because it was really bad.
Yeah, really.
It is still really bad. It's a termite mound.
9 trailer loads, 18-foot trailer loads of steel that the tires were just about popping going down the road.
Just to get stuff out of
it. And a semi-rig.
Yeah. So we did a lot of work here to make it livable for her to rent out. She was my wife. I was trying to help. Okay. And you put in the trailer park over here. How many campsites do you have? Or parking sites?
10 campsites, put the water lines
You put
in,
water lines in.
used your equipment to dig them, used all your equipment to put in the poles, used all your equipment to dig the holes, you know,
Right.
for your wife at
Right.
the
A
time.
lot of the poles, a lot of them we hand up.
No,
Yeah.
I offered
Around
her
here.
65,000 for this home.
You offered 65,000, and she signed a will saying she's going to give you this house in her will, and then just all of a sudden sold it. What, last week?
For 35,000.
For 35,000.
Cash, yeah.
And to the guy across the street.
Yes.
And you said Johnny Andrews, he's the one who helped us find the property where we are now.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him since that day. It's been 5 years, but
Okay.
you said he doesn't like me for some reason.
He
'Cause
isn't carefree, I guess, you know.
I don't know why. I
I'm
haven't
not
talked to him about
sure,
anything.
You know, I'm not
But-
sure. He says that you brought attention to him when the feds came down to the camp.
the feds came down and arrested his son for growing marijuana or something.
Something like
That's
that.
not my
right?
problem. I don't care.
Right,
I think
yes.
we should legalize all marijuana. I don't take it, not going to, but it's stupid, you know.
Yeah.
Now, okay. So one time you called me, Cindy asked you to come over there and mow her 7 acres with a push mower over there. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
I said, you're gonna
I
burn
said
up
I
100.
can't.
You're gonna
I
burn up
can't.
100 lawnmowers with it. So I brought our church tractor over with the brush hog
Yes.
to let you, and she got mad about it.
Yeah. Well, because you didn't finish.
Oh, because I didn't
She
finish.
got mad because you took it out of there a day earlier than you said you were going to, because you needed it for the ministry.
What? It's
And it's ministry property. So, like you said, you were doing it out of the kindness of your heart to try to repair things.
I know.
You know,
So here now you got to move with your wife, 22 years in a quadriplegic in a wheelchair,
in
and
30
she's,
days. I got
and she's
30
pretty
days
sick.
to be out. So that
and your
was the
wife is pretty
message.
sick. But you
And
just came
she's
back from the
very
hospital.
sick
Yeah.
right now, so she's
So
gotta be
what on this house did Cindy neglect fixing? What things are
I've
not?
done 4 electrical repairs. I've fixed
You've
the
done.
water pump twice, 3 times. I've dug that pit out 3 times. We did all this. You know what we did.
Well,
on
you built the
front
back
of that.
porch, the whole back porch, all this. You built all
the
that on. Yeah.
decks and the back porch, the back 2 back rooms we rebuilt,
And did she?
and the front deck we built.
Now is she
Well,
offering to
Joe,
pay you for?
having college knowledge, he knows kind of, you know, there's things that could be done in, you know, in regards to this, what she's doing. But, you know, out of the kindness of our hearts, we just want to, we don't
To
like
help
to
her.
be where, you know, we're not
Yeah, we're not
welcome. If
wanted,
we're not
so we're
wanted here,
gone.
then we're gone. You know?
Well, it's not my goal to hurt her. She came to
Right.
serve the Lord, and she did a wonderful thing for a while. And she still does occasionally put up great videos on creation. That's what she should focus on. Quit picking on me.
I think
Her goal is to
so.
destroy our ministry, and I can't figure
Right.
out why.
Right. And
You've known
there's-
you've known us for years. Have I done anything wrong to her?
Oh, not that I know of at all. Never. I mean, you've always been the calm one in, you know, in the relationship. So
Well, okay, that's all I wanted is just to get from you guys because she wants to get all across the image that she's the ideal landlord and she had to throw Steve out because he was trashing her house.
right.
She leaves a lot of stuff undone. She's just interested in collecting the money.
Well, that's what I see. You know.
Yeah.
So
And she was charging you how much to live here?
800 a month.
800 a month plus the campers, right? You got
No, she wanted a commission from the campground too, and I said no. And maybe that's the reason why. You know, maybe that's the reason why. But I think the real reason why she didn't want to sell it to me is because I was friends with you, and anything that's gonna, you know.
anything to help us out, anything to hurt Kent Hovind. And
I think that's
a woman.
the
What's that?
truth
Hell
of it.
hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Yeah.
Boy, that's the truth. Anyway, all right,
Me
guys.
and you having a relationship, she's not good with that. You know. She's,
Well, as I told you a week ago or whenever, 4 days ago, when she said, get out of the house, John, I will help you any way I can. We will help you buy.
well, you've always helped me anyway. Even if my car broke down on the side of the road, the only person I could get a hold of to even help that or say even possibly I'll be there or send somebody
Yeah.
would be you. And you would come personally yourself.
Yeah.
Give me a ride to my vehicle, lend me the money to get it out. I've always paid you back for. We've always been on an even.
But you still owe me
narrow.
$20, you
I
know.
owe you 7.
Oh, 70. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so-
I'm not
so-
worried about it. But I told you I will buy stuff off you here. I'm going to buy it so you don't have to haul it to wherever you're going.
Yes.
We want to help. I feel terrible. And I feel bad. I don't want to make Cindy look bad, but she thinks she's simply exposing Kent Hovind.
Right.
It's Cindy that needs to be exposed.
Well, you know, if she feels she needs to give up the 800 a month for $35,000, that'll be pissed away like that, and then she'll be crying over I could have kept getting the 800 a month when I didn't even have to do any repairs at all at that house that had no heat, no refrigerator, no power, no breakers in the unit, no hot water hooked up, holes in the floors, and just the place was a mess, a dump. That's what it was.
It was a real dump.
It was a dump outside.
We held
9
mountains.
trailer loads, and of
And we
course you
brought-
could see how I tense up when I talk about it,
Yeah.
because I put a lot of time and effort
And money.
and struggled
we bought
here.
the animals. We
Yeah, I bought, and
raised
she
them
knows
up.
I had almost 200 animals over here.
Yeah.
Now look what
We're
I
at
got.
20
You barely
eggs a
hear
day.
them over here.
Yeah.
So
I told you we'll buy what animals you've got for our farm,
Yeah.
or keep them for you if you want to come back and get them later.
yeah.
We want to help.
Well,
I feel
And
bad she
to
threw you out.
To me, I've never had to get rid of an animal. I've always been responsible enough to hold on to my dogs till they grow old enough to die or whatever it be. So it broke my heart when I found out I had to get rid of them all, because I can't overnight in 30 days figure out a place to go with property that I can afford that is going to be accessible for wheelchairs. I had to build all these wheelchair ramps in this deck and on the front of the house and the back of the house, and it had no that central air unit was blown out. So me and Joe, there was exposed wires coming out of the house. The rafters are shot on the roof. The back rafters on the back, I had to skin over so I could start building this apartment back here. Put a shower in, put a sink in, put a toilet in,
And now she throws you out.
And I'm halfway done, and she says, I don't want you to build anymore. And I'm like,
Well, she made a vow before God to be my wife, to love, honor, and obey her husband, like the Bible says. That's part of the vows. She broke her vows and left. She gave up rent from the other house. She was making $700 a month off of Steve. She gave that up. Now she's living there. And she gave up $1,300 a month. So we were getting her to be as my spousal support.
right.
We kept paying her for 5 months after she left.
Yeah.
She doesn't say that. We paid her back over $50,000. She never mentions that. Anyway, I said, the body slam thing I can't get into because it's still in the courts. But I'm going to mention tonight about her claiming Steve was a bad renter and she had to throw him out. What's her reason for throwing you out? She just needs money and wanted to sell the house.
Or spite against you.
Or spite for me, yeah. Anyway, we'll help any way we can. You guys hang in there. If you need anything, let me know. All right.
I just want to add one last thing before
Okay.
I stop. When she accused us of sleeping together, and that I have this huge amount of blackmail on you is why you don't get
You
rid
have blackmail on me, and you and I are sleeping. Steve, please. I don't even want to think about that, okay?
I'm just saying that's how crazy she is.
Not true, okay? Not true. Anyway,
All right.
gee whiz. The world cannot hate you, but it hated me. Anyway, hatred. Okay, now finish John's letter. John, I don't wish to harm Cindy's reputation in any way. She started this fight, and she seems determined to destroy my reputation and destroy the work we're doing for the Lord. She came here about 5 years ago to serve the Lord and did great for several years. She gave tours of our science center and loved spreading the creation message. But she's now joined forces with atheists to harm the cause of Christ, and I must reluctantly expose her and her ungodly and rebuke her. Shouldst thou help the ungodly? I'm thrilled to see that she now is posting many videos about creation and using her gifts and callings to spread the gospel instead of bashing me and the great ministry. She's posted some really cool videos. Living machine, the amazing, beautiful jellyfish. This is what she should be doing all the time. But every once in a while, I almost said it. Something, anyway, that's the expression the women use, got your panties in a wad. Anyway, she puts one up about me like she did the other day. I said, that's it. I'm going to just expose it one time. Okay. I'm being falsely accused all over the internet of body slamming her. I did not. We'll take that up in court, and we're going to bring in a bunch of witnesses and play all the recordings, and if she doesn't drop this case, and let them hear everything. Okay. I'm being accused of allowing Steve to damage her home. Steve, we just covered that, I think, thoroughly. If it didn't, let me know. I'm being falsely accused of stealing money from her. We'll deal with that another time. I did not. Okay. Hope this answers for John here. Hope this answers number 2 for you. I'm fully prepared to answer number 1, lie number 1 and number 3, but I can't discuss number 1 until the court case is settled, and number 3 is untrue and a waste of time. If you hear any more rumors, let me know. Okay, I'll do another video if I have to. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's stuff, okay? Let's see. False witness mentioned in the Bible 19 times. Don't do that. And you atheists that are spreading this false witness, stop. You're going to be judged for God one day. She cannot prove, and nobody can, because it's not true, the things I'm being accused of. We must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ. I believe that. I want to be right with God every second of the day. I've worked for 53 years to try to serve God. I don't want one person to destroy my reputation when it's not true, okay? Knowing the terror of the Lord. So I never dreamed I would have to include this one in with a group of God haters, but the truth needs to be told. Jehu said to King Jehoshaphat, shouldest thou help the ungodly and love them that hate the Lord? Am I therefore your enemy because I tell you the truth? Now, I'm going to ask a favor. I very rarely ask favors of my YouTube crowd, audience, of friends, okay? I need all of you who love the Lord and love the truth and love our ministry to post your comments with a link to this video on every channel that has a video about her lies about me. Please do that, okay? That'd be great. I didn't ask for this fight, nor do I want it. I just want to build the ministry God called me to do. If you want to help, yay. If not, get out of the way. Now, I'll go back to building the ministry God called me to in 1989. If another flock of liars fly by, I might have to stop and get the shatter gun out again. All right. Questions or comments? You take my screen down there. Who are the Nephilim in the Bible? Could there have been other human species, like we have different ape species or cat species? Or I'll have to say I don't know. I do cover on my video number 7 what little bit I do know about it. So we've gone way over time tonight. But if you watch my seminar part 7, question answer, I get the whole series for $50, 18 hours, and it has everything I can find about it. I have to conclude by saying, here's all the verses about it. Here's the different theories. I don't know. No, I wish I did. Okay. Next question. Thank you guys for all you do. Keep planting seeds and leading people to the Lord in these final days. Amen. These are the final days, and this is a giant distraction. I hate to waste 45 minutes on this, but I think it needed to be done. So, okay. Thank you. Let's see. Keep planting seeds. We intend to. I've been doing it for 53 years. I like it. That's it. Okay. Thank you for joining us, folks. Come visit Dinosaur Adventureland. If you want to join our 777 Club, help us keep open for free. That would be a great blessing. We do not have cash saved up. I have $300 in my bank account. Let's see.
I have 100.
You have 100. We operate right up to the edge around here all the time. And we have 3 broken side-by-sides that need something. We give tours all the time. I love it. We have 10,000 projects we'd like to do, but we're not going to go in debt. So anyway, thank you for joining us. If you want to help, please do.
I get the mail and you don't.
You get the mail.
And people that support us, it's a blessing.
I purposely do not know who supports us. I don't know who's in the 777 Club. I don't want to show favoritism. I treat everybody alike when they come. I give them the tour. And if you're new atheists, come on down. We'll give you the tour. All right. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Bye.